Jane at Freedom Financial Solutions, and today we're going to be talking about the self-managed super fund setup process with a focus on banking. Now, I will share my screen so you can see some things. Now, this is what we're going to be covering today: the bank account application, the timing of it and process, the approval process, if you need help, and ongoing management, as well as some commonly asked questions. So by now you will have found our website, which is freedomffs.com.au. To order and self-managed super fund, you click here on order an SMSF and click on the order form. So in terms of how you do it, the timing and the process, once you fill this order form out, that's the first thing you need to do. It's a complicated process. You just need to do 3 things: fill out the order form, sign the legal documents, return them, and then approve the bank account. And that's what we're talking about today. So in the process, this is actually the 3rd thing that you need to do. So some important things to know are we cannot initiate your bank application until your super fund is marked complying. And what that means is, if you look here on the super fund lookup, let's just type in absolutely fabulous. Oh, actually that doesn't exist. That's my example one. Let's do MJ super fund. You look up here and you can type your own super fund name in there. This is actually not mine, but let's have a look at it. You can see here the ATO has marked it complying. Now, when we apply for your Australian business number, which is your self-managed super fund needs its own ABN, first of all, the ATO may mark it election to be regulated. That just means they're going to have a look to see that everything's okay. If it's marked election to be regulated, we can't open your bank account. The ATO might only do that for a day or 2. Then it will be marked registered. Now, even though down here it says, oh, well, you can't see it because this is complying, when it's marked registered, it does say that it should be treated as complying and that you can actually use it as you would a complying super fund. But Macquarie Bank does not follow those rules, and they will not do anything until it's marked complying. So I'm sorry, we just have to wait until it's marked complying. The bank account application is only able to be completed within 20 days. So if you are registered and for some reason the ATO takes longer than 20 days to move it from registered to complying, that means your bank account application will expire and we have to start again. So we always wait until it's marked complying. So going back to, this is the SMSF setup process and timeline on the order form. So we wait until your SMSF is marked complying on superfundlookup.gov.au, and then we draft your bank application. And that's got a lot of information in it. We complete 99% of that. The only field that we will leave blank for you to fill in is whether you've been known by another name or not. If you haven't, just write no. If you have, write what that is in there. That doesn't mean that if your mum calls you Bobby when your name's actually Robert, it means if you've officially been known by another name. So we'll leave that blank and you just fill that in. If there are things that we have not got on file, which is quite unusual these days, for example, if we didn't have your primary ID number, we would leave that blank. If we didn't know what your occupation was, we would leave that blank and you simply fill that in. But these days we're we get all that information right up front, so most of the fields will be completed. Things you'd like to check is your name, your address, your contact details, those sorts of things. All the other fields, if you've got questions about them, that's fine, but we have filled them out according to what we know is correct. So you don't have to worry too much about that. Once you click approve, submit, make sure that is sent in. You will get an immediate email from the bank which says you need to upload additional documents. You don't have to worry about that. we will upload those documents for you. Those documents are generally the trust deed. Sometimes they ask for ID, sometimes they ask for the company registration, but mostly it's a trust deed extract, and we upload that for you. So once you've approved the bank application, that's pretty much it. If you have difficulty, please, or if you don't get an email from the bank, please check your spam or junk folders. You will receive 2 emails, one from us letting you know that we have initiated your bank application, to check your junk folders. We do also go through certain things that you'll need to know in that process in the email, so please read that email. The bank will send you its own email with step-by-step instructions as to how to approve the bank account. The most important thing to know is that if there is more than one member on your application, the primary applicant will get the email first. That applicant needs to check it and approve it. Then the email will go to the second person. Check it, approve it. And if you have more than 2, 3 people, that will happen for each member of your self-managed super fund. Our team will be in touch, but it's pretty much a read the instructions, follow them, and complete the order process. Once you have approved the bank application, you'll have to wait at least a few days, if not a week, and sometimes 2 weeks, for the bank to go through their due diligence and approve and open your bank account. Now, what takes them so much time? Well, sometimes they just have a lot of orders in their pipeline and it takes them time to go through them. That's less of a problem at the moment, but sometimes they need to check the applicants, and depending on your credit rating and your history with banks, it might take less time than others. So just bear in mind, we have no sway over how long the bank takes. I'm sorry, we just have to wait. If, however, it has been more than a week, do keep in touch with us, because sometimes strange things have been known to happen. 1 in 100, the bank application is disappeared somehow, and we apologise for that. The bank even has glitches. So when the bank opens, we all cheer and we can move on to the next stage. If you have questions about the banking process, if you can't figure it out, then we're not really the people to talk to, because we can't see what you're seeing. We only see the back end of the advisor's portal. The bank can help you at the front end going through the process. So macquarie.com.au/help/personal is the place to go. You can go down here and click on Access Online Banking. Once your bank account is open, they will send you an email saying it's open. We can't help you set up online banking, but you can go to the Macquarie Bank Account website, where it gives you some step-by-step instructions how to set up your online banking. And you will need that if you want to make investments, because you'll be needing to pay for it out of your bank account using online banking. And again, importantly, when you are doing banking, if you are going to pay a bill, let's say you're paying us or paying one of the bullion companies, if you've got more than one member of your SMSF, we set your bank account up by default for all to sign. That means both members have to approve any purchase. We do that as a precaution. We don't know your dynamics in your group, so we just do that as a precaution. This means that the first one of the members needs to initiate the payment. An alert will go to another member, so you all need online banking set up. The first member will initiate the payment. The alert will go to the second member for approval. The second member must approve it for it to be paid. If it's not paid, then it will expire after 24 hours, I believe, 24, 48 hours, and that payment will not have been made. So please get all members set up on the internet banking, online banking. You can have an app, you can do it on your computer, you can do it on your phone, and then you'll be ready to start making purchases. If you want to change that to any to sign, let's say it's a partnership and one person does all the administration and they're very happy to do that, and the other person is happy to give that responsibility to one of the members, then you can change that setting to any to sign, and you can do that with the bank. If you move house, you will need to tell the bank that you've changed your address. We can change your address with the ATO in relation to the SMSF, but you will have to change your address in your bank account. So there are a few things to bear in mind. Now, what have I got here? Yes, ongoing. So let's say you've made a payment for some gold to ABC Bullion as an example, just an example. Could be Ainsley, could be Good as Gold, could be any organisation. This shows up in your bank account. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. It shows up in your bank account that on this date you've paid this to ABC Bullion. You can, not on your computer, but on your mobile device, there is this box down the bottom here, add attachment, and you can attach the receipt or the invoice for that purchase here. That makes paperwork going forward super easy, because we can, for our ongoing administration with the tax, we can go into your Macquarie bank account just to look, just to get the statements for your tax administration, and we can grab this, and then that makes the paperwork for you and us a lot easier. So bear that in mind going forward. Now, I wanted to just cover some commonly asked questions. So let me just put this up here. Now, on our website, we have all these commonly asked questions here. So if you click here, services on our website, it will take you to this page. And on paperwork and management, we've got a lot of commonly asked questions. I'm going to go down to banking. Today, we're going to talk about the bank. One of the most commonly asked questions is, why do we use Macquarie Bank? Well, it allows us to do a lot of work on your behalf behind the scenes. And then, as I said, we can't spend your money, but we can see what's going on, and we can download statements so that at tax time, we have that information ready. No, we can't spend your money. We can see your account. We can initiate payments for you, but we can't approve them. So that's something to bear in mind. If you're out and about and you just say, oh, I need to go spend, I need to pay so-and-so, could you just get the details and do it for me? We can initiate it, but an alert will come to you and you can approve it. You can set up with a different bank. You can do that before the SMSF is rolled over, or you can do it afterwards. Bear in mind that you will have to do that 100% yourself. Before you think about doing it, please go to the bank account that the bank that you're thinking of setting up the bank account with. So ask them. Say, I'm going to set up a self-managed super fund. I need a bank account. What paperwork do you need? And then they will tell you. But then you will have to give them all that paperwork. And then at tax time, when we ask you for your statements, you'll need to provide those to us as well. Out of the many, many hundreds of self-managed super funds we've set up, we've only ever had one person set up using a different bank. And that's perfectly okay. A few people have considered it, and then when they looked into it, they decided Macquarie was very easy to stay with. If Macquarie sends you an email, please check your spam folders. Do you need an ABN number to open the bank account, or is an ACN enough? We need all three numbers. The ACN, the Australian company number, is for the trustee company. The ABN and the tax file number are for the SMSF. No, we cannot open a bank account while the ABN is pending. Even if you have your own personal ABN, we can't use that. It must be a brand new ABN solely for the purpose of your self-managed super fund. No, we can't open a bank account if the ATO has marked your self-managed super fund election to be regulated. I'm going to do a separate video on the ATO and ABN issues. When will I know my bank account's open? You'll get a welcome email from Macquarie. We also send you an email with a progress report to tell you what we will be doing next. How do you pay for investments? Do you get cash out or use a card? It's all online banking. So make sure you set that up as soon as possible. I don't think people get cash out from the Macquarie Bank. I must say I have not heard of it. And they don't send you a card. It's all online banking. The upper limit is very generous because they expect people to be making large investments. I'm having trouble accessing my Macquarie account. I'm sorry, but you'll have to talk to Macquarie about that. We can't help you. But Macquarie is very responsive. Do I need to keep a bank account open? Yes, you must keep one bank account open. How much do I need to keep in the account? $1 maybe, but we recommend keeping $3,000 to $5,000 in the bank account to pay your annual fees. If you look at the SMSF Set Up ongoing fees or the fees video I've done, I'll go into great detail about those. But we recommend $3,000 to $5,000 just to have it so you don't have to worry about putting money in. You've got it there ready to pay the fees. How quickly do you need to make investments? As quickly or as slowly as you like. Keeping cash in the bank is a legitimate investment. If you choose to do that, we would suggest you set up an accelerator account, which is linked to your cash management account. It gives you better conditions, and we can help you do that. Just contact us, and it takes us about 5 minutes, and we'll put the information in, and you will get another application, a request for approval, and you just look at that and pay it, and then you can move your money in between the two. That's if you want to keep money in the bank. If you try to pay for invoices but you're finding it's not going through, 99.9% of the time it's because there's more than one signatory on the account and not everybody has approved it. So just double check that. Let's say there are 3 members in an SMSF. Do you get a separate bank account? No, you don't. The SMSF entity is one, and as such, there is one bank account. So you will all be able to see each other's money going in and the investment payments going out and other associated expenses. So how it works is, and you can look at this in detail here, person A has 42% of the contributions, person B has 32%, person C has 26%. So that means that proportion of investments belongs to A, B, and C respectively. You cannot have separate investments. You don't buy things separately. It's all done by the SMSF as a whole. Bearing that in mind, things like insurance premiums, contributions, they're all allocated to the correct member's account. So when we say correct member's account, that is the superannuation account that we keep in our SuperStream software called BGL SF360. So there is one bank account, but in BGL SF360, there are separate accounts for each members. All the costs will be attributed to the correct member so that you are not receiving or paying, and also all the contributions. You're not receiving or paying for other members' contributions or insurance. So that is pretty much what I wanted to cover today. And if you've got questions, by all means, you can contact us. We are building these commonly asked questions all the time because we do get asked interesting questions. Most importantly, at the beginning of the process, if you've got your name correct, there shouldn't be a problem. Macquarie is very helpful, and we do get our bank accounts open very quickly these days with thanks to Macquarie's help. I will say finally, if you are adding or removing a member, there's a whole process to do that. Just get in touch and we will help you through that as well. Okay then, thanks for now. Bye.